Hey, what up, YouTube? Welcome back. Ooh, let me move this mic a little bit closer. 2017 is gone. 2018 is here. So it's our first Ask CC, everyone's favorite asking series. And this time we're doing defensive ratings. What defensive ratings matter in the game? Now, obviously, this is going to vary based on position, right? So we really have linebacker, which is essentially outside and inside, which is different. Our safeties, our corners, D-line, etc. So this is what I look for in each position completely, right? So let's pull up, first up, free safety. Now the things you obviously would like, some really nice to haves, high strength, high block shed, high hit power at safety is obviously something you truly would like. But what I feel like I need more out of my free safety is a playmaker, right? One of the most important stats to me in a defensive back, whether it goes cornerback or safety, is agility. Being agile, which means that it's how fast someone essentially can turn their hips, move, etc. Right? Speed is straight on how fast someone is. Acceleration is how fast they get to that. Agility is how quickly they can actually move. So the higher agility, the higher someone can actually, move left, right, in angles, right? So that's what I really look for. I'm not going to cover speed and excel, obviously, because we want that on everything. Now, I really love high catch ratings at safety here, because you get such good animations, and that's why I really think that Calvin and Julio really play as good as possible, honestly. A high catch rating means you trigger better animations, which means that you trigger those animations that you can help combat things, right? Now, if you have someone who doesn't have super high catch ratings, like even Sean Taylor at 80 catch is really good, I don't want someone really below 80 catch pretty much anywhere on my DB set. So you guys can see that everyone we have here is above those ratings. Now, it's not hard to get players above 980 catch, but it's really sort of the level you want to get to. Like, look, all these cards have the catch. And if you really want to get to the elite status, you're looking at 90 plus, which is very rare to find. Additionally, like I said, tackle, to me, you don't need something like 90 tackle, especially in this game. I think what you really need is somewhere around 70 tackle. Does a very good job of bringing down the ball carrier most of the time. Tackle doesn't prevent you from being juked. Tackle doesn't really prevent you from being trucked. That just happens, right? That's just whether the offensive player gets the animation or not. And it does. I don't care about it too much here, as much as I do at linebacker, because if someone is getting to the second level, the third level, my safeties, all that often, that's a problem anyway. And I probably need to retool what I'm doing and run defense a little bit differently. Additionally here, I think jumping combined with height, that as a whole is so important here, because you don't want people being able to throw the ball over your head. Again, why I love Calvin, why I love Julio. It's perfect. Perfect. Now, power move, finesse move does not matter here. Again, block shed, I think 70 is probably pretty fair, because a lot of times your safeties are being blocked by wide receivers and tight ends. So you don't need 90 block shed. It's just not necessary. Now, if an offensive lineman gets a hold of these guys, yeah, they're not going to really get off the block very well. But their block shedding is very comparable to the best run blocking receivers out there. So I think you're totally safe with something along those lines. Now, high pursuit it's the key stat to run defense, in my opinion. I mean, it really is. You want something really high. And it's hard to get something really high on safety, except for Sean Taylor. And that's why Sean Taylor always seems to play the run so much better than some of these other guys, is simply because his pursuit. His pursuit means that he takes better angles to the ball, and he's willing to actually get there faster, which is crazy. Pursuit, to me, really is almost more important than speed. Once someone has the ball in their hand, pursuit essentially takes over. And play rec is again, it's a run thing, right? Play rec is a run thing. Do you identify the run versus the pass? You obviously want higher. And it matters more on play action passes. So if someone's running a lot of play action, someone with higher play rec is going to play a little bit better. We all know zone 91 is what you want. And then stamina is fine, right? Again, with hit power, what you need more than hit power is the big hitter trait. It's not something that's on cards. It's something that's on, and you guys should go look it up. So hit power is very important, but a lot of hit power without the big hitter trait means that you have to do the damage. If someone has the big hitter trait and you're on aggressive tackling, computer's going to do a lot for you. So that's what I really like in free safety. And strong safety, I like my guy to be just a little bit better at stopping the run. Just a little bit better at stopping the run. But I also need someone who's amazing in coverage. And that's why Ken Houston to me he's perfect. He's perfect. He's super balanced. Everything. He can play the run well. He plays the pass amazingly. He's perfect. Now at linebacker, what I like to do personally for my teams is I like to have sets of linebackers, right? My coverage set of linebackers, and then more of like a run stuffy set, which to me, Ray Lewis is still one of the best linebackers. To me, he's still better than Brian Urlacher. I mean, look at his stats. Ray Lewis gets to the ball. Have you ever played against Ray Lewis at the run? And he just finds you constantly. Why? His play rec, super high. His block shedding, super high. His pursuit, super high. Like, those stats are so important on a linebacker. Now, strength, I don't think really plays a huge part in a linebacker's role here. Because, again, hopefully they're not getting blocked by linemen. But if they are, then they're probably going to get held a bit. Additionally here, I think agility is what makes a user amazing. Speed is great. Jumping, height, we know all that. But agility, being able to cut on a dime and do things. That's why Ray Lewis, to me, is a really bad person to user, while this LaDainian Tomlinson with 92 agility feels amazing. Same thing with Bo Jackson, usering him. Ed Reed, usering him. Jason Taylor, he's okay, but again, his agility is low. Deion Jones, higher agility. I like that 90 agility is the key, but you're really just as high as you can get it is all you truly, truly need. Like this Landon Collins looks great. He's an okay user, but that agility means that if you're trying to, follow a drag one way and then cut back across a slant, you might not make that crisp cut to stay with that route. That route may be open, and you may just give up the completion there. So I really love agility. Again, super obvious stats like catching, you obviously want high. Tackle, you want as high as possible. But again, I don't think you need 96 tackle like Ray Lewis has. I just think for a linebacker, you really need something like 85 plus. And essentially, you're going to be able to get that with everyone that is out for the most part. You don't need anything super, super crazy there. Additionally, I really like linebackers that can jump, because that means that they're actually going to play routes a little bit deeper than they should when we're in coverage, which is why Ray Lewis is not the greatest in coverage. Like, his zone's not bad. 86 zone for me, he plays okay, but that jumping is really, really bad. It's really, really, like, that's bad. That's like my jumping, right? Just bad. And then for inside, outside linebackers, I'm never looking at power move, finesse move. It doesn't matter. If I'm blitzing them, it's because I'm hoping they're just going to come untouched, so it doesn't really matter. But on the outside, if I'm sending someone at rushing the quarterback, I do want to make sure that they have near 90 for one of those moves, power, finesse. I don't really care which one. And sometimes that's why I'll switch it up, who I'm blitzing. Sub people in, right? Subbing is something that I know a lot of people don't like to do, but if you can do it and you have the depth on your team and you have the coin space, sub people in. Put people in the most advantageous position you can to win. Again, pursuit, super important, especially against the run. Super important. And then all the other catch stats, whatever. Same thing, hit power, still worry. Big hitter trade is what you need. You need it. So, like, my linebackers as I play in my coverage defense, Ray Lewis is not on the field. Ed Reed is on the field. Deion Jones is on the field. Bo Jackson on the field. They're not exactly the biggest block shedding guys, but they play very well and they get to the ball very well. Not the best. Like, I could have better. I could have better guys who play against the run, but I like having a lot of speed. Even if I don't have 91 zone for someone, I need people who are really, really fast so that they can at least make up what they miss, right? And again, then I have unfakeable on both sides. And you guys should have that a lot. Now, defensive line. There really isn't a lot that matters here. I know there's always the debate goes on power move versus finesse move, and I don't know which one is better. And I know that a lot of times what happens when you have someone who is really high moves for one and not on the other is you'll see them get a lot of wins from, like, if they have, like, Jarrell Casey, 95 finesse or power move, he's going to play really well a lot of the time. But there are times when your player will trigger the finesse move instead of the power move, and that's why he's probably not getting through. You know, there's times you're rushing the quarterback and you're like, no, I'm getting no pressure. It could just be the chance that your players all got triggered their worst move. That's why players like Lawrence Taylor, Bruce Smith, they play much better. Khalil Mack, super balanced, right? That's what happens. And it's not something you guys will see or notice a lot of, but that's exactly what happens. You don't always get your best move. You don't always get power move, right? You just don't. How it triggers and decides to trigger, I'm not exactly sure. But I really like people who, when I'm putting them in a pass rush situation, that are as close to 90-90 as possible. To me, that's why Bruce Smith right now is amazing. Michael Strahan is amazing. Khalil Mack is amazing. Additional stats that matter. Speed to me doesn't really matter. I don't want snacks out there, but I just need someone who's like 75 speed, and you're totally fine. Same thing with acceleration. Doesn't truly matter. Tackling, again, I'm not worried about. I'm not really worried about tackling. Everyone's got good tackling. They do. Now, block shedding, I think, is a great stat, and you need it at 90 for it to be its most effective. I don't know if there's a difference between 90 and 99, but 90 is where you want to be. Same thing with strength. 90 strength, 90 block shed, 90 power move or finesse move. That's all you need. That's all you need. That's this guy right here, Mean Joe. He is perfect. He's perfect. I love Mean Joe. Love him. Khalil Mack, 80 strength is really low here. You know, Jarrell Casey doesn't have the block shed. So there's not a lot of guys out there that you are truly going to find that meet all these criteria, but that's all you need to look for. Play rec doesn't seem to matter too much, really. I know in years past it was used to help defend against screens, and I haven't really seen that this year, so I wouldn't worry about that. Now at corner, let's go into the compare way. Corner is different. I'm not worried so much about tackling and block shedding out here. Now, it's really nice when you've got Rod Night Train. That's a luxury. That's a total luxury. But to me, height matters because so many people play cover 2. Height is extremely important. Agility is extremely important. Catching is extremely important. Now, obviously, you need 91 zone. But that's why this Michael Vick, to me, he's got high speed, high agility. He has 91 zone for me. His catching is above 80. He's 6 feet tall. He's not the tallest guy, but he's okay. He's not 5'10", 5'11". Plays absolutely amazing. So look and see and find cards that have really good agility. They're just going to play a little bit better by themselves. They really are. Night Train doesn't always get to the ball. Not always. Vic always gets to the ball. Now, he may miss the tackle, but he's always getting there. Does it make sense? So I don't think you need a lot. Like I said, strength is not something I'm like you want as high as you can get. But 60-ish is fine. Agility, as high as you can get. Same thing with speed and excel, obviously. Now, catching, again, you want 80 minimum, and that's really easy to get now. But you're going to get the elite animations at 90 plus, which is why I think Moss is he's amazing. He plays so well. Tackling, again, you want it as high as you want, but I'm not going to tell you to break the bank to get it. It's not going to make that much of a difference because the same guys are going to get juked. The same guys are going to get trucked. It doesn't truly matter all that much. Broken tackles happen a lot in this game, and the broken tackles happen much more because of the way that people have their ball carrying turned on. Probably aggressive, conservative, balanced, whatever it may be. So I don't know. They get to the ball, and if a tackle gets broken, I don't think, oh, it's because he has 62 tackle. I just think, oh, it's just because that's the way this game is. And I need people who can actually get to the ball. And even if they break the tackle, maybe they slow them down just enough. And I'm personally okay with that. Again, jumping, super important, but hard to find. Really, really hard to find. Block shedding, same thing. These guys are being blocked generally by wide receivers. And generally, wide receivers don't have amazing run block. The best ones are in the 70s, right? 70 run block to 62 block shed is you're not in a bad spot. You're really not in a bad spot. You're not going to block shed every time, but you're not just going to get held and pancaked in garbage like that. So keep that in mind. And again, the same stats kind of go for everything else that we talked about. So defense, it's really hard to get the cards that have everything, every good stat. But it's not that hard to get cards who do a couple of those things well. And it's much cheaper to build the perfect corner using 2 cards than it is using 1. So if you guys have the means, that's what I would do. I mean, that's how my team's even built. You know? That's how my team's built. When I play 3-4, I put Night Train back at corner here, and I put Sean Taylor at safety. You know? I move things around. Ed Reed doesn't play in 3-4 for me. Jason Taylor comes in and plays. You know? It's all about creating the matchups, and it's okay to have depth. Use your substitutions wisely. Don't put cards in the wrong spot. Don't use a Ray Lewis. Be smart. It's really not that hard. Yeah, this was a bit of a ramble, but I think it gets a lot of the point across of how I feel you can build a team that can be very effective without necessarily having the best card at every position, but having cards that are very good at certain things. Makes sense. We're going to do another budget video for you guys very soon, probably this week. And I'll see you guys later. I'm out. Peace.